After those Brahmanas and the illustrious sons of Pandu had taken their seats, Draupadi and Satyabhama entered the hermitage, and with hearts full of joy the two ladies loghead merrily and seated themselves at their ease. And those ladies, who always speak sweetly to each other, having met after a long time, began to talk upon various delightful topics rising out of the histories of the Kurus and the Yadus. And the slender-waisted Satyabhama, the favorite wife of Krishna and the daughter of Satrajiti, then asked Draupadi in private, saying, "By what behavior is it that thou art able to rule the sons of Pandu, those heroes endowed with strength and beauty, and like unto the Lokapalas themselves? Beautiful lady, how is it that they are obedient to thee, and are never angry with thee? Without doubt, the sons of Pandu are ever submiss to thee and watchful to do thy bidding. Tell me the reason of this. Is it practice of vows, or asceticism, or incantation, or drug, at the time of the bath, or the efficacy of science, or the influence of youthful appearance, or the hesitation of particular formulae, or homa, or colheres, and other medicaments? Tell me now of that blessed and auspicious thing by which Krishna may ever be obedient to me." When the celebrated Satyabhama, having said this, she said, the chaste and blessed daughter of Drupada, answered her, saying, "Thou askest me of the practices of women that are wicked. How can I answer thee about the cause that is pursued by wicked females? It doth not become thee, lady, to pursue the questions or doubt me after these, for thou art endowed with intelligence and art the favorite wife of Krishna. When the husband learns that his wife is addicted to incantations and drugs, from that hour he beginneth to dread her like a serpent, and ensconced in his sleeping chamber. And can a man that is troubled with fear have peace? And how can one that hath no peace have happiness? A husband can never be made obedient by his wife incantations. We hear of painful diseases being transmitted by enemies. Indeed, they that desire to slay others send poison in the shape of customary gifts. The man that taketh the ponder's scent by tongue or skin is, without doubt, speedily deprived of life. Women have sometimes caused dropsy and leprosy, decrepitude and impotence, and idiocy, and blindness and deafness in men. These wicked women, ever treading in the path of sin, do sometimes injure their husbands. The wife should never do the least injury to her lord. Hear now of the behavior I adopt towards the high-souled sons of Pandu, keeping aside vanity and controlling desire and wrath. I always serve with devotion the sons of Pandu with their wives, restraining jealousy with deep devotion of heart, without a sense of degradation. At the service I perform, I wait upon my husbands, ever fearing to utter what is evil or false, or to look or sit or walk with impropriety, or cast glances indicative of the feelings of the heart. Do I serve the sons of Pritha, those mighty warriors blazing like the sun or fire, and handsome as the moon, those endowed with fierce energy and prowess, and capable of slaying their foes by a glance of the eye. celestial, or men, or Gandharva, young, or decked with ornaments, wealth, or comely of person, none else my heart liketh. I never bath, or eat, or sleep till he that is my husband hath bathed, or eaten, or slept. In fact, or attendants have bathed, eaten, or slept, whether returning from the field, the forest, or the town, hastily rising up, I always salute my husband with water and a seat. I always keep the house and all household articles and the food that is to be taken well ordered and clean. Careful do I keep the rice and serve the food at the proper time. I never indulge in angry and fretful speech, and never imitate women that are wicked. Keeping idleness at distance, I always do what is agreeably. I never log except at a jest, and never stay for any length of time at the house gate. I never stay long in places for answering calls of nature, nor in pleasure gardens attached to the house. I always refrain from log-hilling loudly and indulging in high passion, and from everything that may give offence. Indeed, I always am engaged in waiting upon my lord. A separation from my lord is never agreeable to me. When my husband leaveth home for the sake of a relative, then renouncing flowers and fragrant past of every kind, I begin to undergo penances. Whatever my husband drinketh not, whatever my husband eateth not, whatever my husband enjoyeth not, I ever renounce. Decked in ornaments and ever controlled by the instruction imparted to me, I always devotedly seek the good of my lord. Those duties that my mother-in-law had told me of in respect of relatives, the duties of alms-giving, of offerings, worship to the gods, of oblations to the deceased, of boiling food in pots on auspicious days for offer to ancestors and guests, of reverence and service to those that deserve all regards, and all else that is known to me, I always discharge day and night without idleness of any kind. Having with my whole heart recourse to humility and approved rules, I serve my meek and truthful laws, ever observant of virtue, regarding them as poisonous snakes, capable of being excited at a trifle. I think that to be eternal virtue for woman which is based upon a regard for the husband. The husband is the wife God, and he is her refuge. Indeed, there is no other refuge for her. How can then the wife do the least injury to her lord? I never in sleeping or eating or adorning my person act against the wishes of my lord, and always guided by my husband. I never speak ill of my mother-in-law. My husbands have become obedient to me in consequence of my diligence, my alacrity, and the humility with which I serve superiors. Personal, do I wait every day with food and drink and clothes upon the revered and truthful Kunti, that mother of heroes. Never do I show any preference for myself over her in matters of food and attire, and never do I reprove in words that princess equal unto the earth herself in forgiveness. Formerly 8,000 Brahmanas were daily fed in the palace of Yudhishthira from of plates of gold, and 80,000 Brahmanas of the Sinataka sect, leading domestic lives, were entertained by Yudhishthira with 30 serving maids assigned to each. Besides these, 10,000 yatis with the vital seed drawn up had their poor food carried unto them in plates of gold. All these Brahmanas that were the utterers of the Veda are used to worship Dul with food, drink, and raiment taken from stores on after a portion thereof had been dedicated to the Visvadeva. The illustrious son of Kunti had 100,000 well-dressed serving maids with bracelets on arms and golden ornaments on necks, and decked with costly garlands and wreaths and gold in profusion, and sprinkled with sandal past, and adorned with jewels and gold. They were all skilled in singing and dancing. I knew the names and features of all those girls, what they are, and what they were, and what they did not. Kunti's son, of great intelligence, had 100,000 maid-servants, who daily used to feed guests with plates of gold in their hands, and while Yudhishthira lived in Indraprastha, 100,000 horses and 100,000 elephants used to follow in his train. These were the possessions of Yudhishthira while he ruled the earth. It was I who regulated their number and framed the rules to be observed in respect of them, and it was I who had to listen to our complaints about them. Indeed, I knew everything about what the maid-servants of the palace and other classes of attendants, even the colheres and the sheepherds of the royal establishment, did or did not. It was I alone amongst the Pandavas who knew the income and expenditure of the king and what their whole wealth was, and those bulls among the Viharatas throwing upon me the burden of looking after all those that were to be fed by them, won't pay their court to me, and these lowered, have, and incapable of being borne by persons of evil heart, are used to bear day and night, sacrificing my ears, and all the while affectionately devoted to them. And while my husbands were engaged in the pursuit of virtue, I only supervised their treasury inexhaustibly like the ever-filled receptacle of Varuna. Day and night, wearying hunger and thirst, I used to serve the Kuru princes, that my nights and days were equal to me. I used to wake up first and go to bed last. These have ever been my charm for making my husbands obedient to me. This great art hath ever been known to me for making my husbands obedient to me. Never have I practiced the charms of wicked women, nor do I ever wish to practice them. Hearing those words of virtuous import, uttered by Krishna, Satyabhama, having first reverenced the virtuous prince of Panchala, answered, saying, I have been guilty, forgive me. Among friends, conversations in jest arise naturally and without premeditation. Draupadi said, I shall now indicate to thee for attracting the heart of thy husbands a way that is free from deceit, but adopting it duly, dear friend, thou wilt be able to draw away thy lord from other females. In all the worlds, including that of the celestials, there is no god equal unto the husband. When he is gratified with thee, thou mayest have every object of desire. When he is angry, all these may be lost. It is from her husband that the wife obtaineth offspring and various articles of enjoyment. It is from thy husband that thou mayest have handsome beds and seats, and robes, and garlands, and perfumes, and great fame, and heaven itself hereafter. One cannot obtain happiness here by means that are easy. Indeed, the woman that is chaste obtains well with war. Always adore Krishna, therefore, with friendship and love physical sufferings, and do thou act in a way by offerings handsome seats, and excellent garlands, and various perfumes, and prompt salves, that he may be devoted to thee, thinking, I am truly loved by her. Hearing the voice of thy Lord at the gate, rise thou up from thy seat, and stay in readiness within the room. And as soon as thou seest him enter thy chamber, worship him by promptly offering him a seat in order to wash his feet. And even when he commands a maidservant to do anything, get thou up and do it thyself. Let Krishna understand this temper of thy mind, and know that thou adorest him with all thy heart. And whatever thy Lord speaketh before thee, do not blab of it, even if it may not deserve concealment. For if any of thy co-wives were to speak of it unto Vasudeva, he might be irritated with thee. Feed thou by every means in thy power those that are dear and devoted to thy Lord, and always seek his good. Thou shouldst always keep thyself aloof from those that are hostile and against thy Lord, and seek to do him injury, from those that are addicted to deceit. Foregoing all excitement and carelessness in the presence of men, conceal thy inclinations by observing silence, and thou shouldst not stay or converse in private, even with thy sons. Pradyumna and Samba, thou shouldst form attachments with only such females as are high-born and sinless and devoted to their lords, and thou shouldst always shun women that are wrathful, addicted to drinks, gluttonous, thievish, wicked and fickle. Behavior such as this is reputably and productive of prosperity, and while it is capable of neutralizing hostility, it leadeth to heaven. Therefore, worship thou thy husband, decking thyself in costly garlands and ornaments, and smearing thyself with unguents and excellent perfumes. Then Kesava, the slayer of Madhu, called Janardana, having conversed on various agreeably dames with the illustrious sons of Pandu, and with those Brahmanas that were headed by Markandeya, and having bid them farewell, mounted his car and called for Satyabhama. And Satyabhama, then having embraced the daughter of Draupadi, addressed her in these cordial words, expressive of her feelings towards her. Let there be no anxiety, no grief for thee. Thou hast no cause to pass thy nights in sleeplessness, for thou wilt surely obtain back the earth subjugated by thy husbands, who are all equal unto the gods. Woman endowed with such disposition, and possessed of such auspicious marks, can never suffer misfortune long. It hath been heard by me that thou shalt with thy husbands certainly enjoy this earth, peaceful and freed from all thorns. And thou shalt certainly behold the earth ruled by Yudhishthira, after the sons of Dhritarashtra have been slain and the deeds of their hostilities avenged. Thou wilt soon behold those wives of the Kurus, who, deprived of sense by pride, lockhead at thee, while on thy way to exile, themselves reduced to a state of helplessness and despair. Know them all, that did thee an injury while thou wert afflicted, to have already gone to the abode of Yama, thy brave sons, Prativindihya, Vayudhishthira, and Sutasoma, Bhima, and Srutakarman, Arjuna, and Satanika, Nakula, and Srutasena, begot Sahadeva, are well and have become skilled in weapons. Like Abhimanyu, they are all staying at Divaravati, delighted with the place, and Subhadra, cheerful and with her whole soul, looketh after them like thee, and like thee joyeth in them, and deriveth much happiness from them. In thee she grieveth in their griefs, and joyeth in their joys, and the mother of Pradyumna loveth them with her whole soul, and Kesava with his sons, Vihanu and others, watcheth over them with special affection, and my mother-in-law is ever attentive in feeding and clothing them. And the Andihakas and Vrishnis, including Hama and others, regard them with affection, and their affection for thy sons is equal unto what they feel for Pradyumna. Having said these agreeably and truthful and cordial words, Satyabhama desired to go to Vasudevakar, and the wife of Krishna then walked round the queen of the Pandavas, and having done, the beautiful Satyabhama mounted the car of Krishna, and the chief of the Yadavas, comforting Draupadi with a smile and causing the Pandavas to return, set out for his own city with swift horses,